the headlights never seem to change. Day in and day out, they always stay the same. Concrete's growing, the city's moving in, and there's progress for progress' sake. They think they know what's best for us and how to change our backwards ways. We stand for the flag. You can be damn sure that we're thankful for everything we have. We love this land. Every inch paid for by blood and sweat and the strength to take a stand. You might think that it's a really cool ride. Way out here, we still stand for the flag. That died, gave their lives, knew what they were fighting for. Sacrifice and innocence left on a foreign shore. These colors still fly here high and proud, the red, the white, the blue. If you think they're coming down, I got some news for you. We stand for the flag. You can be damn sure that we're thankful for everything we have. We love this land. Every inch paid for by blood and sweat and the strength to take a stand. You might think that it's a really cool ride. Way out here, we still stand for the flag. From sea to shining sea, there's still a lot of good old boys like me. We stand for the flag. You can be damn sure we're thankful for everything we have. Love this land. Every inch paid for by blood and sweat and the strength to take a stand. You might think that it's a redhead or a rag. Way out here, we still stand for the flag.
Welcome to HomeFront Sitrep. I hope you're in for a great show today, because I'm just a veteran talking about what's on my mind and maybe yours.
You can find HomeFront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. You can also check out HomeFront Sitrep's YouTube channel.
Buckle up, the show is starting.
Mic in hand, ready for deployment. Podcast feels heavy as the ointment. Veteran tales straight from the trenches. Pop culture splices, pulling down the fences. HomeFront Sitrep, stories that collide. Veterans speaking truth, no reason to hide. Gritty and raw podcast on replay, decoding the past, paving the way. War zone whispers, bullets and bombs. Back to civilian ticking like a time bomb. Medals on the mantle, scars on the mind. Every episode another mystery to find. HomeFront Sitrep, voices from the fight. Veterans sharing dark, stepping into light. Real life saga, not some fairy tale. Truth and resilience, never gonna fail. HomeFront Sitrep, stories that collide. Veterans speaking truth, no reason to hide. Gritty and raw podcast on replay, decoding the past, paving the way. War zone whispers, bullets and bombs. Back to civilian ticking like a time bomb. Medals on the mantle, scars on the mind. Every episode another mystery to find. Legacy 11X, story of Marines. Army anecdotes, Gulf War scenes. Vietnam echoes, Desert Storm sounds. Podcast chronicles, glory and bounds. HomeFront Sitrep, honesty is core. Veterans laying bare what they endure. From the front lines to the homebound grief, grind through the grief.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a Monday edition of HomeFront Sitrep. How is everybody doing? Gunny, how are you, sir?
I'm good, man. Went and had lunch with a friend of mine down in Georgetown today. Picked up a new hat, the Kentucky
I
Mogadishu
like
Mile.
it.
Yeah, nice.
I
I've
need
got
one of
another
those.
one here for, I guess, the next time I'm on. But we'll see that next time. And of course, I've got my stockpile over in the corner because I try to wear a different hat for every episode.
Oh,
Change it up. Yeah.
speaking of hats, so there is this veteran-owned company in Campbellsville or Campbellsburg, I believe, Kentucky, called Elite Engraving, which we're going to talk more about them here later on in the show. But they are 100% veteran-owned small business, and they are creating you and I a hat with the Homefront Sitrep logo.
Nice.
Just got confirmation that it will be done this week and in the mail this week. So I'm super excited to get that. So I will post a link for them. It's called Elite Engraving. They're 100% veteran owned, a husband and wife duo. They both, she's Air Force, he's Army. So super cool. I ran up on them somehow on Facebook, and I messaged them, and I was like, hey, my name's, told them who I was and what I did. And I was like, I'd love to support your business on the podcast. How can we go about doing that? And they're like, well, we can make you a hat. And I was like, well, we would need two, one for me and one for my co-host. And they're like, done. So Elite Engraving, the website here, let me throw the website up there real quick. That way people can go check out their, holy cow, that's a long website. Hopefully it ain't that long when I put it in the friggin' hooyah here in the chat. So paste. Oh God, yeah, it's gonna be long.
I mean, if it includes all the letters and numbers and all that stuff after the .com, yeah. So you can just type in the Elite Engraving.
Can you
piece,
even see my
24
comments
.com.
coming up?
Yeah, I got it.
Because it's blank on my end.
Well, and that's what it did to me last night. But yeah, it just popped up. It generated here on Heroes Media Group, our podcast, both of them.
Okay, so let's do
Facebook and but yeah, if you just do the Elite engraving24.com, that will bring you right to the site. That all that jargon that's on the back end is,
jargon. That's basically what it is. But yeah, Elite Engraving. They also have a Facebook page. I'm gonna throw here. Got it scrolling across there. EliteEngraving24.com. They do. I mean, so they're a small-owned engraving business in the heart of Kentucky. Being smalls allow us to create quality products with unique craftsmanship. We specialize in custom engraved gifts, memorials, awards, and engraving your personal items. We create quality plaques, acrylic awards, trophies, medals, signs, badges, ribbons, and so much more. And they're 100% veteran owned. And that's friggin' that's amazing. Now my comments are popping in there. So yeah, I'm super excited about the hat. They're going to give us a Richardson 112, which is basically
nice.
the style that I have on right now.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to tell you what color it's going to be because I picked the color myself. So it is black, but the front's a different color.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited about that. And just reaching out to small business owners and saying, hey, I want to support you guys, especially veteran owned businesses. And I'm not asking for anything. If you want me to promote your business on here, I will gladly promote your business. And that's kind of what we're doing with, Valor Coins and Pins and all these other businesses that we've had on the show. We get to highlight them, as well as nonprofits that do amazing things out there. Kind of like today's guest that we're going to be bringing up here shortly, James with Heroes
of America and Beyond.
I get it wrong every time. I don't know why. Heroes of America and Beyond. I met him on TikTok, and just hearing his story and his why, and then what he's doing out of his own pocket. He's not out there, requesting funds to do what he does. Um, he's doing it out of his own pocket, and I think it's an amazing story, and it's just it's one of those feel good kind of things. You know what I'm saying? If you're out and about, say you're in DC, and some guy comes up to you and says, "Hey, thank you for your service," and he goes for a handshake, and all of a sudden you got a coin in your hand that you wasn't expecting to get. Uh, how would that make you feel?
Yeah, man. I tell you, I'll tell you how it makes you feel. There's, I don't know, probably there's a bunch behind me,
Yeah.
and that's how it happened, and it's just at first it's like, what the hell did you just put in my hand, right? Especially when you have never been given a coin before. And
Hmm.
I have, and I'm going to ask James the same question: is how many people have dropped the coin? I've done it to athletes, to actors, actresses, influential people, and service members that have dropped it because you're putting something in their hand and they're not expecting it, right? Because the secret handshake, it's not supposed to be seen. It's not supposed to be, you're not supposed to see it coming, and
Right.
that hits your hand. And those of you that know what being coined means, it's special, and it doesn't matter if it's a little token thank you coin or if it's something big and extravagant or whatever. I mean, everything that's behind me tells a story. Every coin is different. I mean, these two coins are the same, or my are the same exact coin, but it's from two different people, right? One's from Sergeant
Yeah.
Major Black and one's from Sergeant Major Ruiz, and their coin's just a little bit different. Sergeant Major Black's has some green in it to look like our Bravo, khaki rank insignia, and Sergeant Major Ruiz is just stamped, no color, no nothing. It's just the coin plating color.
Right.
Or the five that James sent us in the mail that are right here in between my two fingers. I mean, each one of those is different in its own way, and very, very special. And thank him for sending those coins, and they're prominently displayed in my home, and they will be in my I teach my kids about every coin that's been given to me, or what it represents. And it's a teaching moment for me as a dad. But yeah, man, it just it, when that coin hits your hand, it's something special. And I never look at it right away. I throw it in my back pocket, and then I take that moment to myself when I'm alone,
Yeah.
just to look at it and see the true beauty of each coin that's being presented.
Yeah. The first time I got a coin was when I was in Haiti. I was on guard duty at one of the posts, and I want to say it was the commander of the Southcom that came, the Southcom general, I think it's who it was, that came on base. My daughter actually has the coin right now because it was, at the time it was
Yeah,
one
it
that
was
they
the colonel.
was it the colonel?
Yeah, it was the colonel. But yeah,
But yeah, that was the
this
first
one right
time I
here.
got it. Yeah, that one right there. Yeah. Yeah. That was the first coin I ever received. And I still have it to this day. It's one of those things you just carry with you over the years. And I've got some since then, as well, you can't see it now, but my coin holder back here is full. So now I have to do another one, kind of like Gunny's, but not as elaborate. Um, but and James sent us a few coins we'll talk about here shortly
Yeah.
once we get him up on here. But I it's just one of those things that getting coined, especially if let's say you're at the Iwo Jima Memorial and somebody hands you a coin, and it's a gunny coin, your coin, or
Yeah.
sergeant major coin, or that there is something special. And I think
Well,
when we get off the chat with James tonight, if me and you are still planning to go to Tun Tavern in 250 in
there's
November,
no if, man. There's no
we're
if.
going.
If
Okay.
if it's open, I will be there. Period.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
care what we
So
have going on with the team or anything else that's going on in the world. If it's open
we'll
on
be there.
November 10, I'm in Philly. Period.
There you go. There you go.
There's no if.
So
Take
I'm
that if
hoping
and throw it in the trash.
I'm hoping James, I think he's already mentioned this. He's going to give us some coins to hand out while we're there, but his only requirement is that we take pictures.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Let's quit talking about James like he's not here, because he is in the green room. He is staring at us. So let's bring James
That's
up
all right.
on
I mean, he can be back there for a little bit. That's what he's there for, right? He's there for to us to bring him in and talk about what's going on, and slowly introduce him and build him up, and then bring him into the show.
There you go. James, welcome, brother. How are you?
I'm pretty good, guys. It was a shock. I get home about 40 minutes ago, and Willis calls me and says, "Oh, wait, what's going on?" He says, "Yeah, can you come on tonight?" Okay, so here I am.
Oh
He says,
man,
"Get
yeah,
yourself ready, do what you got to do."
yeah.
So,
Unfortunately, our guest tonight, Malachi, who is a Navy veteran doc, um, his day job. So he's a singer. That's what he does. He's Christian rock. He's played other music as well. Unfortunately, he was unable to make it tonight. And I was like, man, I know exactly who I'm going to call. And the first person I called was you. And I said, hey, brother, do you want to move your episode up? Because we do have you scheduled later on.
mhm.
Later on in the month. And I was like, I'm just going to reach out to him, because I know we got a lot to talk about, a lot to cover, because you got a lot of things going on for 2025, and I'm
Oh yeah.
super excited about it. And you sent me your coins. I'm going to just start going through. The first coin that really resonates with me is this one
And
here.
take it out of the plastic, Willis.
Man, I didn't want to take it out of the plastic until I got it in my rack. So, all right, you're taking it out, Gunny?
Gunny's
All
gonna
right,
hook us up.
all right. So the first coin is a dog tag. It's got all the branches inside of it, and then on the back side, it says "Heroes of America and Beyond," and then it's got I can't. It's so small writing, I can't read it. But what does it say on the
Mission to
bottom?
honor those who have served and sacrificed for our freedom.
There you go. There you go. And then what's the next coin, Gunning, you got?
Well, we're gonna do the
Let's put you-
Veterans Crisis Hotline one.
So let's
you
put
go.
you full screen so people can see your beautiful face. All right, turn it on the other side.
That coin right there is I only give it to counselors and people that deal directly with the veterans and others. And it's not just for veterans, because anybody can call that number.
Right.
Right.
And
Yeah,
so
anybody can call that 988.
it's
So
go ahead.
I will tell you, though, I still think the dog tag one is one of my favorite ones that you've sent me so far.
Hmm.
That's just me personally. Um, So there's a lot of people on TikTok, Cade saying James, and the Saluting Marine Shop says hello.
Oh,
Sunnyside
nice.
says hello. So there's a lot of people on TikTok right now. Unfortunately, you can't see their comments. Only I can, because of the way it's broadcasted. But I
Okay.
just wanted to give you that there are a lot of people on TikTok right now that's saying, hey,
Awesome.
hello to you. So, all right,
Awesome.
Gunny, what's the next coin you're going to throw up?
We're gonna do the first responders.
Ooh, I like this one too.
Yeah, that I was an EMT in California. Then I was here in South Carolina. I was also I worked for the sheriff's department in the jail, and a patrolman. And so you know, honoring our first responders and protecting us on the home front.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's why I made that one. And that the veterans coins, first responder coins, I carry them with me, and I just hand them out. I'll go up to a patrolman and say, hey, talk to him, and to say, I want to give you this coin to thank you for doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're shocked, and sometimes they're like, okay, but for the most part, they're really appreciative of it.
So I'm gonna tell you what, I don't think she's watching. I hope she's not watching. But my sister-in-law, my wife's sister, is a captain with Oldham County EMT. She's a paramedic.
Mhm.
As soon as I saw that coin, I was like, that's who I'm giving this coin to. So I'm gonna
Well,
take a picture and I'm gonna send it to her, just because I want to thank her for her continued service, serving the community the way she does. And
mhm.
this coin's gonna go right to her, that she can carry it with her. So,
Well, I'll send you another one to replace that.
all right, and I'll send you the picture once I give it to her. All right, Gunny, what's next?
That coin right there was the very first one I had produced. That's the very first one. And I've only got 2 left.
Wow.
I've
I
handed
mean,
out about 300 of those.
the coin says exactly what needs to be said. It's I don't want to say it's basic because it's not basic because but it's just
It's minimal with a huge
impact.
yes.
Yes, it's
And
very. Go ahead, James.
if I can say that, I'm third generation Navy, go Navy. I know I'm surrounded by Marines. Um, my grandfather served in World War II. My dad served in Vietnam. I served during Operation Desert Shield. And I have my mom's dad is a Marine. I used to say was because he's no longer here, but I've always been told once a Marine, always a Marine. And so
Yep.
and my stepdad is retired from the Navy. So I started that 2 years ago in May, just as a way to honor them for what they did, so I could pass it on to veterans that I see out on the street. And that's how that
Yeah,
one
I
came
mean,
out.
yeah, just obviously the American flag and the eagle, and the thank you for your service on the back. The meaning behind all of that. I mean, it's truly heartfelt to anybody that's going to receive this or has received it.
Yeah. What's going on? There's Will. Vet Nation's in the house. What's
Oh,
going
what's
on,
up, Will?
Will? I want to answer a couple comments here in TikTok land. The Saluting Marine Shop. Yes, we are on YouTube as well. Also Facebook. Just go follow or look up at HomeFront Sitrep. You could find us there. Simplify Josh, unapologetic veteran Simplify. Um, so yeah, and then your next coin, I really like this one, the complexity of this one. Let me give Gunny full screen. What's up,
Yeah,
Sunnyside?
that's just that's what I've been handing out since summer of this last year. I took about 400 of those to Washington, D.C., and I spent the Marine Corps' 249th birthday and handed out 200 of those at the Iwo Jima.
Man,
Nice.
And then I went to the Vietnam War Memorial and handed out a couple hundred of them there. Um, it was if you've never been to those places, it's an amazing experience. I remember walking around. I'm sorry if I'm getting off track. I'm walking around the memorial, the Iwo Jima, and there's a Marine in a tactical vest in shorts doing push-ups on the grass. He got up, took a flask out, and poured some whiskey in the grass. And his young son said, "Daddy, why are you doing that?" And he says, I might get choked up here." He says, "That's to have a drink with my brothers that are no longer here."
Mm.
So I got goosebumps just telling that story. And
yeah, I end up in DC, I don't know, 5 or 6 times a year, and I've walked during the day, I've walked at night, I've walked in the rain, I've walked in the snow, and each time that I go, I get a different feeling.
mhm.
And they just changed. I say just within the past couple of years, they just changed their Korean War Memorial, the monument, everything up there. They added all the names of the guys that were killed in action from both South Korea that fought alongside the U.S. and the U.S. service members.
Oh,
And it's
nice.
broken down into rank and service and all this. It is so amazing. That one memorial is the one that has creeped me out the most. If you go first thing in the morning when the fog's rolling in and you stand up at the top, because it's at an angle, right? And you've got the
Mhm.
service members coming like out of the tree line. If the fog's in, you can't even see the people in the back because they're below they're below the fog line. And then you see like a head, and then you see the torso, then you see half a body. Then as they come up, just standing there. And then
Yeah.
as you walk down along the wall, those people that are below that fog line start appearing. And having spent time in Korea, that I get that same feeling.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my gosh. I mean, I say it's creepy because it is, but in the same sense, the feeling that comes over me
Hmm.
when I see that. Having spent time, like I said, in Korea, South Korea, nothing up towards DMZ or anything, but it's just, I remember waking up in those mornings in October, in November, September, and having that fog line in, the valleys, or walking in the riverbeds and having that fog line there, or being up on the mountain and not being able to see what's below you because of the fog line. And
Mhm.
when I went to DC, that the one time that it was like that, because I got up early in the morning, and I'm like, I'll beat the traffic, I'll beat the crowds. Dude, that feeling that came over me is like, holy cow, because
Oh yeah.
that's what those guys were dealing with until winter hit.
Oh yeah.
So we have a celebrity in TikTok right now.
Uh-oh.
You've all heard of the saluting Marine, right?
Yeah, I've never had the privilege of meeting him, but I've seen him
So
and
he's
seen
in
what
our
he does.
TikTok. He's in our TikTok chat right now,
Oh wow.
and you know, God, I don't know how many years back I started seeing the saluting Marine, and it's just like, and now he's in our chat. I'm like, dude, that's
Yeah, he
freaking
used to go out for
amazing.
Rolling Thunder every year,
Yes,
and
yeah.
hold it the entire time, from the first bike to the last bike, man.
But see,
So
from what I've seen and I've heard about him, he doesn't do it for the praise or the glory. He does it for the respect of the soldiers and
Yep.
everybody
that's
that's
it.
there.
Yep.
That's it.
And
Yeah.
that's why I hand out these coins.
Yeah, and I've
Is
seen
is
people, because on hot days he'll be out there still holding that
hmm
salute, and he hasn't fell out yet. And people come over and they dumping cold water down him, and making sure he's taken care of.
Yeah.
And he made a comment here. He says there are 19 statues, and you can see a reflection in the showing 38 for the parallel. I think
Yeah.
you miss. You know what he's
Yeah,
talking about?
30,
Yeah. Yeah.
38 parallel.
Yep.
So, all right, James, you know what? We jumped the gun just a tad bit, my friend. Just a
It's all
tad.
good.
Because I was
No,
super
we're good.
excited.
Yeah. So we're gonna go back to this one real quick. So I'm biased for this side for two reasons. One, being it's the side that the Marine Corps is on,
Hmm.
but two, the service member carrying the wounded service member. I've seen that picture so many times, and being a Purple Heart recipient myself, that side means the most to me, right? And again, it's going to be different for everybody else on
Hmm.
which side they want to display, whether it's their service side, or what the message is, or whatever, And on the dog tag one, I display, the side that has the organization on it, because I want to remember, without having to grab it off the shelf and flip it over, who gave me the coin.
Yeah.
'Cause my memory is not the greatest, but when I see that, I will definitely connect it to you and your face now, having met you now.
No, it's all good.
So we did jump the gun just a tad bit, because normally when I have guests come on, I say, hey, introduce yourself to the world.
Hmm.
On HomeFront Sitrep, our watchers, our listeners,
Yeah.
and we kind of just jumped right into it. For one, because I was super excited to have you on.
Well, I'm excited to be
And
here.
it's one of those things that I've known you for 6 months now, and it feels like I've known you for 10 years. So I knew your story. I know your story. I hear it almost every morning. But the people out here that might be watching this later, or might be watching it tomorrow, or whenever, don't know you. So do me a favor, introduce yourself to the world, James.
Hey, I'm James. I'm the founder of Heroes of America and Beyond. Um, that's what I started this, and it's a nonprofit organization, which I filed all my paperwork for that. I'm just waiting for the government stuff. But about two, I'm third generation Navy. Both my grandfathers served, my dad served, I served, and they're all passed away except for my stepfather. He served, and so 2 years ago, this last May, I wanted to do something to honor them and to show their service respect, but while also honoring veterans. And I think he's already shown this coin, but this is the coin that started it right here. It's just a basic, simple design, and it just says thank you for your service on the back. Um, you know, I go around and I hand those out. I don't hand those out anymore, but that's how it started. And I did that for, well, I got, like I said, I was in the military as a Navy as a communications operations specialist. Worked in the Combat Information Center. Um, I got out of the Navy, and I'm going to share something that might be a little touching. Some people don't know it, but I'm actually starting to share it more. I am a 3-time survivor of that right there.
Mm.
Okay. Last time was about 13 years ago. Um, it was, reached a real low point in my life. And luckily, and this is, when I thought about it, this is why I came up with the first responder coin. Is God sent me the deputy when I worked in a small town. The deputies that used to be there, they'd always stick close to the town because they said James is always getting into some shit. He's always getting so they always stuck by me. And the 2 that I worked with the most were the ones that came to my house.
Mm.
The ambulance crew that showed up was the ambulance crew that I worked with a lot. So everybody that showed up to save me basically was everybody that I worked with. They knew me. The deputy that took me from the hospital to the other hospital was a guy I worked with on the same department.
Mm.
So they just, just the right people at the right time. So that's the inspiration coming behind this one. I've got somebody helping me with a new design where it's just going to be law enforcement, and then one's just going to be fire department. So, I worked law enforcement, I worked corrections. Now I do commercial pest control full time. But this last summer, it'll be a year, I came across Vet Nations Live. Amazing man. He does it. Wills, you know it.
Yeah.
He makes a safe place for veterans, no matter what you're going through, to come through and talk and share their stories. And that's why I do what I do. I carry about 5 or 6 coins around with me. And as I, because you can just sometimes just look at a person and just know that they're a veteran just by the way they carry themselves.
Yep.
And I've had I don't want to say it's to the honor and the privilege, but it was also heartbreaking because I ran into, and so when I give these coins, it's just all I ask is talk to them, listen to their stories, let them tell me about who they are, let me tell them about their service. That's what I get out of it. That's my payment for it. I don't request any money from them. So I ask if I could take a picture. A lot of them say no, and then they want to hand the coin back. I said, no, brother, that's for you. That's for me to you saying thank you. Taking a picture or anything else is not a condition of it. I just want to let you know that as a veteran, you're loved and you're thanked. One of the biggest touching stories I had is I was in a Walgreens, and there was a gentleman there, and he just happened to be wearing a U.S. Army Vietnam veterans hat. And so I approached him and I just said, hey, how long did you serve? And he was telling me about it, and he was getting choked up about it. And I says, you know what? I want to give you something. And he said, what do you want to give me? I said, do you know what a challenge coin is? And he's like, yeah. And I showed it to him. I said, I want to give you this. He said, what for? I says, because I want you to know that somebody appreciates your service and your love for what you did. And this is just my way of saying thank you. He started crying. And I said, dude, don't cry because you're going to make me cry. So here's a 55-year-old man and a 7-year-old man in a Walgreens hugging, crying, and people are wondering what's going on. And he told me, he whispered to me that was only the 2nd or 3rd time he'd ever been thanked for his service since he's been back.
That's wrong. That's still wrong.
And that's why I do what I do. I had, that was more memorable than meeting Major General James Livingston. Sorry, Gunny. That was more memorable to me than meeting him.
Yeah.
I do a lot of work on Joint Base Charleston. Coming off the gate, there's an airman, young girl, probably 19. This is one of the other ones. And I said, hey, do you know what a challenge coin is? She's like, yeah, I've heard of them, but I've never seen one. I was like, oh, well, here, let me give you something.
It's your lucky day.
And she was so excited and giddy because she said she'd never seen one, never got one. So I got to give her very first coin.
Nice.
Which it's moments like that. I've stopped while I'm working and I've talked to people where it should have only been there about 5 minutes. I'm there 45 minutes later because I just love hearing the stories. I love talking to them. Another moment that I come across is there was a news story here in Charleston, South Carolina, two Vietnam Air Force veterans, hadn't seen each other in 60 years. They were put together by the family because one of them was in hospice. Um, so I just felt God telling me, you know what, get a hold of this family. And so I got a hold of the news anchor, and she contacted the family because of privacy. And then the daughter called me, and I told her what I wanted to do. I'd want to come and visit her dad and give him a coin and thank him for his service. Well, she says, well, he's not really with it. I says, well, I still want to come if that's okay. And I showed up at the house, and they let me inside. And I didn't know it, but they were taking pictures while I was talking to him. I was holding a conversation with this man, and I was laughing and joking, teasing him about being Air Force, and gave him a coin. And unfortunately, the next morning, his daughter called me and said he had passed away.
Mm.
So that right there was another memorable moment that will live with me and I took it hard. I somehow made a connection with the guy, and like I said, this is just why I do what I do. Is just thank the veterans and just listen to their stories. He couldn't talk to me, but one of the pictures, it looked like we were holding a conversation. But the last thing I told him is my dad and both my grandfathers are, especially my grandpa, my mom's dad, is up at the gates waiting for him to come through, and they'll be there for him when he gets there. I'm getting
Heck yeah.
goosebumps just talking about that. Yeah, so that it was amazing. But doing this, I've gotten to do a lot of things that I didn't get, and I don't do it because I want something from anybody, or I want the notoriety. I do it because I want to honor, like Gunny, you and Willis, you for your service. You're talking about walking and things when I went to, so I'm making it a yearly trip to go to DC every year to one, visit the Iwo Jima and all the memorials and Arlington and hand out coins. This year, my plan is to take 250 of the United States Marine Corps coins and hand them out to Marines at the Iwo Jima. An amazing thing I got to do is, after watching the changing of the guard at the Tomb of the Unknown, just humbly, I went up to a sergeant and said, "Hey, look, I'm James. This is who I'm with. I've got some of these coins." I says, "Is there any way I can meet some of the Sentinels and just thank them for what they do?" Because they're there. Those guys walk it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, no matter what the weather. They're out there walking that path. They're guarding the tombs of the unknown. And he said, absolutely. They let me downstairs into their quarters, their safe space where they practice and they prep. And there's just an amazing group of young men there, just what they do. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm rambling on, but yeah, I just love doing it.
No, you're good. So that's kind of why I started doing this podcast is to meet people and highlight these veteran service organizations that are still caring and still passionate about helping veterans. And you can tell when you speak, you're very passionate about what you're doing and the reason behind it. You're not doing it to get famous. You're not doing it for whatever. You're doing it because you're passionate about it. And I'm like you very much. So when I go out in town and I'll see a Vietnam vet, and if I don't spot them, my kids, my two daughters who have never served in the military ever will say, "Dad, there's a Vietnam vet. We need to go over and talk to him." And that's the first thing they say is, "Hey, we need to go talk to him." And I'm like, let's go thank him, welcome him home and thank him for his service. Those guys, the Vietnam vets, didn't get the ticker day parades and stuff like that veterans are, returned service members are getting now. So definitely, being very passionate about it and sitting there and carrying on a conversation with a veteran. I could go to any one of my jobs. I work for a telecommunication company and I travel all over the city and I meet veterans on a daily. And I'll sit there and I'll carry on a 2-hour conversation with them until my boss calls me and say, "Hey, you need to get moving to your next job." And like, "I'm sorry, boss. So, but yeah, I love hearing stories.
Hmm.
Gunny and I had the chance when we first got to 2-8, we got to meet a bunch of the Frozen Chosen Marines.
Mm.
Uh, and that dude,
Yeah.
that was friggin' phenomenal. As a young
Wow.
Marine, to get to see these Frozen Chosen hardcore MFers. I'm gonna keep it PG because of Reese Across America Radio, but these guys, man, were just so hardcore that I could sit there and listen to them for hours, telling their story, and
Hmm.
it's amazing, and that's why I love going in with, um, Vet Nations Live, on TikTok, and just hearing everybody's story, ranging from Bree to Kasha to Sam to you and Cade
Hmm.
and everybody that comes in there that tells their story, and it is a safe space. And that's kind of like right now that, with this podcast, it's a safe space for you to tell your story, because nobody in this chat is going to, question your passion when it comes to doing what you do. So I definitely want to applaud you for that.
Well, thank you.
And go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just, going with that because I know before you brought me in, you were talking about, how I do this. And I've never asked anybody for anything. Um, I, for doing what I do, I make a good living. So if I don't have kids, if I can't spend it to honor the veterans or to do something like that, then what am I going to do with it? And
Hmm.
that's why that's what I do, what I do. I've got some amazing coins coming out this year. Um, uh, I'm going to give another plug to Valor Coins. Brent, that's Brent, right?
Yep.
Brent Casey, yep.
Yeah.
Who's the
Me and him
grandson
spent,
of Medal of Honor recipient Herschel Woody Williams?
yes. We had about a 45-minute to an hour conversation. Um, I had never heard of them before until Will, she brought it up and put me in contact with him. Um, I sent him some of these coins that I've had ideas to do this year. I sent him the ideas and stuff, and he looked at them. He says, "Oh yeah, we can do these." And he says, "I can beat the price that if you're gonna have somebody else do it." So,
Well,
and I did.
speaking
Go ahead.
Speaking of those coins, when you're ready, we're going to start with the one that I think is the most important.
I think you and Gunny will probably like this one the
Nope.
best. Yeah, go ahead.
Nope. It's not that one. Nope. Not that one. Not the one you're thinking.
Okay, show
It's
it. Go ahead.
it's the one that I think is the most important.
Okay. Ah, that's the family coin. Um, this coin, like I said, I spent the last 2 years designing coins to honor veterans for their service and their sacrifices. Well, a month ago on Vet Nations Live, we were talking about families on a Saturday morning, and I realized that that's one group that I had failed to recognize. So, with a little help from DV6, um, he gave me some suggestions. And it's a 3-inch wide coin, 2.5 inches tall, I believe. The idea is you got the blue star on the door, you have the yellow ribbon, you have the yellow bird, and then in the bay window, and if I get choked up because I think about my mom when I talk about this, is you got a woman holding the baby and holding the hand of a child. And the idea that my thought process is they're standing in the window waiting for that family member to come home. They're hoping and praying that they come home safely. And that's that thought process for that front of the coin. The back of the coin, obviously the greatest flag in the world, is in the background. In the middle ground is gold figures representing the mothers, the fathers, the daughters, every aspect of a family you can have is right there. And then you have a male and a female, whether it be soldier, airman, marine, space force. Sorry, got to throw them in there. Coast Guard. They're sitting there saluting. And the idea with this one is the coin is a soldier, a marine, an airman cannot go downrange and do the mission if they're constantly worried about what's going on at home. So without the families holding down the home front and taking care of business, so the veterans and the soldiers can go take care of their mission and come home safely. So this was made to honor the families. The phrase at the bottom, I can't read it because I don't have my glasses on.
I'll read it.
Go
A
ahead.
veteran's service is only possible by the sacrifices made by the loved ones who are left at home.
Now that's in quotations. There's been a slight change to that. The word anonymous appears after that because I'm not going to tell you who wrote that. That I was asked is maybe put that person's name on there, but my thought was if you put the person's name on there, it takes away from the meaning of the coin. It shows focus to that person.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I would
that's that
agree
coin.
with you. All right. So Gunny, got something to say about that coin? Nope. Okay.
Nope.
Let's bring up the next coin. Now, this one is the one you were thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the one you were thinking. This is one of my favorites as well. As soon as it loads up here. All right.
That coin right there is, I got the inspiration from this coin because one of the Marine Corps' 250th birthday is this year. And the day I spent at the Iwo Jima Memorial gave me the inspiration of this coin. It's 2 1/4, 2.5 inches tall. It's got the Marines and the one corpsman, because I keep getting told there's a corpsman that was there.
Yep.
Their bodies are 3D, so you can feel the ridges and everything. The rocks are 3D, and there's a special UV printing that they did to get the coloring and stuff on the front of it. Obviously, on the back, the Eagle Globe and Anchor is 3D. 250 years of honor, courage, and commitment, and then it says 1775 to 2025. It was funny, you guys are going to laugh at me, but after I spent the day at the Iwo Jima, and because when I was in DC, I went to the USO at the Reagan Airport twice a day. I was walking back and I was humming the Marine Corps hymn as I was walking through the hallways.
Nice.
Okay. And I just stopped and I'm like, what the heck? I'm a Navy.
We have that effect on people.
Yeah, so that's what I was doing. And then I told a few other Marine friends of mine, they said, yeah, see, they said the same thing, Gunny. We have that effect. But that's that coin there. My goal there is to take 250 of those to the Iwo Jima on the Marines' 250th birthday and hand those out to 250 Marines that I meet there.
That's cool.
Heck yeah. Yeah, and I'm hoping to have some of those to take to Ton Tavern with me and Gunny when we go up there.
You will, because like I said, I'm ordering the first set here in the next month. Once I get my taxes back, and then I'm gonna have get a bunch, print them, and I'll send you each a dozen of them to hand out.
Heck yeah. I got some people that if they show up, I definitely want to give them a coin of yours and say, hey, this is from my buddy James, and tell him who you are and say, hey, his mission is to hand out these coins to veterans all across the country, and you're one of the lucky ones to get one. So. All right, I'm gonna put your coin up there. Your favorite coin.
That is the United States Navy coin. It's 2.5 inches tall, 2 inches wide. It's just the Navy's 250th birthday is October 13th, and the design, the shape of that was the shape of the unit patch from the ship I went to the Persian Gulf on. It's the exact same shape. So it says United States Navy on the top, the Navy symbol, 10/13/75 to 10/13/2025. Now, Vet Nation, I've worked with him on this, and he wanted to see some different ship silhouettes. So that's why you see the battleship, the aircraft carrier, a cruiser, a destroyer, the submarine, and that's the silhouette of the Constitution, which is the longest serving active duty naval ship. It's at the Naval Academy. They still use that today. The back of the coin, Vet wanted to see an anchor on it, so that's why there's an anchor on the back. And at the bottom rocker, it says "Fair winds and following seas," which is the Navy's phrase.
Yep.
And then it says "Honor, courage, and commitment." And
wonder where they stole that from.
All right.
Yeah, I wonder who. Yeah, but The quote is from Theodore Roosevelt. I can't read that. I don't know if either one
Do
of
you
you
want to
can
read
see
it?
it.
A good navy is not a provocation to war. It is the surest guarantee of peace.
And then of course I've got the greatest flag in the world as the background. That's
Heck
that
yeah.
coin right there.
All right.
And if you
Let's
see
see.
the look, anyway, the little hashtag plate at the bottom, you'll see that on the Marine Corps coin and the Navy coin. These coins are going to be numbered 1 through 250. I'm going to end up producing more, but Gunny Willis said you wanted number 22 of the Marine Corps coin, so that's one's reserved for you, and Wells wants number 250. That one's reserved for him when those
I
come out.
appreciate it.
Definitely. All right. Let's see. Let's remove that one. I think we got 2 more coins left, I believe.
You got the Army, and the Air Force.
Yep. Army, Air Force. Yep. All right. Let's see. Let's do Army next, and then we'll go Air Force. It's processing. All right.
So I had a little help with this with Wiseman from Vet Nation. The idea is in 1775, you had the Continental Army.
Yep.
Those are the 3 states, and I just did it red, white, and blue. You have Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Virginia. Those are the 3 states that originally, according to my internet research, originally supplied troops for the Continental Army. You see the U.S. flag, and on the other side is the flag that was flown, if I'm remembering correctly, from 1775 to around 1777 when they changed to the flag that's got the 13 stars in a circle. Then you have on the other side of the coin, you have the United States Army, 20, and then 25, 250 representing the 250 years, and then the Army 7 core values. Wiseman thought, black and gold would be the best, and I think it looks amazing. That coin
Well,
right there.
and that's the colors of the military academy.
Mhm.
It's what the Golden Knights use. The Army parachute team. So yeah, it's only fitting.
Yeah, so that's that coin right there. It's going to be numbered 1 through 250. So, like I said, because I've gotten such a great response of people wanting these coins that they're going to end up making more, but the special ones are going to be numbers 1 through 250. Wiseman, because he had a lot of influence on that one, he's getting the number. Everybody but me, I think I'm getting coins 2 and 3 of the other ones. Everybody else that's special, that's had a help with me, is getting the free number 1 coin, or is getting the number 1 coin. They're going to get handed that coin.
Yeah,
Nice. So, Operation Vets with Nets, which is, if I remember correctly, is Rich Segara. He said, I would love to get number 22 for the Navy coin. How do I order? Which here, once we go over the last coin, we'll talk
Okay.
about how we can. I love
How
that,
people can get a
Rich.
hold of them.
Yeah, how people can get a hold of you. So Rich LaMonica is with the Misfit Nation. He's the one the reason I do video podcasting is because of Rich LaMonica. Rich, I'm going to get you connected with James so you can have James on your show after we get done here. That way you can have him on your show, Rich. All right, so next coin is the Air Force coin, and then we'll talk about how people can get a hold of you to order these coins.
This coin right here, it's just a simple coin. It's 2¼ inches, 2¼ inches in diameter. Rhonda from Vet Nation. I have had a lot of input from people from Vet Nation. He's got an awesome community there. I asked, she was Air Force. I said, what do you want to see in a coin? And she said, I want the Thunderbirds. Well, to do the Thunderbirds with the color scheme, the coin was going to be huge. So I pulled a picture of the 6-plane Delta formation. And that actually, the planes and the smoke trails are 3D. So those pop off the coin. And then it's just got the Air Force core values around the outside. The front side of the coin, the Air Force symbol is 3D. So that jumps off the face of the coin. Rhonda's going to get a coin, one of these coins, because she's helped me. She gave me some ideas, but it's simple, it's to the point, and just it's just to honor the Air Force with that one, like all the coins.
Yeah, I mean they're all beautiful in their own right. Me personally, the family coin I think means a lot to me. For one, right now my nephew is overseas. I can't really say where he's at, but he is over there right now, and I know what his mom, my sister, and my niece, I know what they're going through, and it's just like, holy cow. So hopefully I'm not froze. I feel it looks like I'm froze.
No, you're good.
No, I can hear you.
All right, my screen's froze on my end, but yeah. So he's he's overseas right now, and he's uh, in an area that's unstable, and just it's like, holy cow. So there's a lot of comments on TikTok that I have overlooked, and I do apologize. It's hard to look at all the screens and keep up with comments going everywhere. Wiseman Rivers says, "You're the man." What else did he say? I don't know. There's just so many comments there, but yeah, everybody on TikTok is loving everything that you're doing, James. So how can people get a hold of you?
If you're what you can do is you can email me, and I apologize. Heroes is spelled wrong. It's Heros, not Heroes, because the dang autocorrect when I was typing it out left out that extra E. But you can get Heroes of America and Beyond at gmail.com. Or you can go to my website, which is down there, and there's a way you can contact me there. Just email me and let me know. Say, hey, look, this is what I'm interested in. This is how many I want. I've already created a spreadsheet for all the coins, and I'm just going down to putting people's names on there. When I get the coins in hand, like the first 50, I'm going to email everybody, say, hey, look, the coins are here. Do you still want them? Let me know within a few days. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep going down the list. And then but yeah, just email me at Heroes of America and Heroes of America Beyond at gmail.com. Or if you're on TikTok, it's 6504 Jambo, which is my name there. And you'll find, you can DM me there, or on my website, there's a link tree with the place to email me.
Awesome,
And then,
brother.
but yeah, it's just doing this, because when I started this, and I came up with the name, the Beyond didn't have a lot of meaning at the point, but as I further grow and do this, the Beyond has taken on a whole new. It's gone beyond my original dreams of doing this. I did a podcast a couple weeks ago. I'd done yours, Will. I'm doing yours right now, and the whole thing is to get the word out and say, this is what I want to do. Now these coins, and I was just letting people know about it. These coins, we're putting them up for sale, and the whole idea is like that is, it's just to make $4 from every coin sold is going to go to 4 different charities or nonprofits. The first one you guys are going to like is $1 for every coin sold is going to go to Toys for Tots this year, and then it's just going to go down from there. Also doing another special thing where this summer I'm putting together a shadow box with every coin that I've made. So there's going to be about 12 coins in it, and we're going to raffle those off. And
Nice.
so they're going to, we're going to do 200 spots. Vet Nation, here we go again. Help me come up with this. 200 spots, $10 a spot. The $1,000 of that is going straight to one nonprofit organization that we're still deciding on to help them along. So it's just half that money is just going there. 400 of the other 1,000 is going to go to those 4 charities again, and then the other 600 is just going to go right back into producing more coins.
So you had asked me to pick a charity or come up with one, and I think I have the good. I think I have the perfect one.
Okay.
Gunny, this one's near and dear to you. It's a Blue Skies for the Good Guys and Gals Foundation.
Yeah.
I'm writing it down as we speak.
Yeah, Blue Skies for the Good Guys and Gals Foundation.
Warrior Foundation.
Or Warrior Foundation. Sorry, Warrior Foundation. Friggin', it's
I wrote that down.
A phenomenal. They do amazing things. So
yeah, we bring in wounded veterans, injured in line of duty families of fallen first responders and Gold Star families in for a 3-day event in Ohio every year. I belong to a professional skydive team. It's our skydive team's nonprofit. But yeah, we do skydiving, we do vintage aircraft rides, we do a gun shoot, we do a huge Jeep parade. The community has just surrounded us with honoring these guys and girls that we bring in every single year. And
have you guys ever taken somebody? Have you ever taken somebody on a tandem jump?
Always. Yeah, we do it every year.
See, I'm scared to death of heights, but it's always been on my bucket list is to do a tandem jump.
Yeah, so it's different. Once you get above a certain height, it becomes altitude, and your brain can't process that. We have guys and girls on our team that are scared of heights. My buddy Matt, who's our director of skydive operations, won't even go on the roof of his house, and it's a single-story house. But he jumps out of a plane all the time. Your brain can't process that. But yeah, we do, like I said, we do skydiving, we do all kinds of stuff. And we've been doing this, man. 2014 was the first time we did it. I was fortunate enough to be one of the 27 Purple Heart recipients that got invited to come along by a Gold Star dad. And then we just included Gold Star families from that year forward. And then we met the widow of a fallen police officer who was killed down in Beaufort, South Carolina. Responding to a DV. So we included her, and we bring in one or two fallen law enforcement families every year as well.
That's amazing.
And then they come back, they volunteer, they assist as ambassadors, and we've created a great community and a great family within the organization. So yeah, I know for a fact that they would be honored to receive any funds whatsoever. And I'm sure I know some people that we could get you to come in, and if you want to present coins, you could present coins and to the families.
I would go. That would be amazing for me to do.
And then, like I said, and then we'll throw you out of a plane.
Well, I got to lose some weight first. What's the maximum weight you can take somebody on a tandem?
I think we're around 240, 250.
I'm at 246. 2 years ago, I used to weigh 325.
There you go. There you go. No,
yeah,
I love it, brother.
It's just, this is, it's like I said, I don't do it. I didn't want to do podcasts like this or do interviews because I thought it would take away from what I'm doing. But, Will at Vet Nations and some other people said, dude, if you do this, it gets the word out. It'll be able to allow you to do more of what you're doing. Yeah. And that's why I'm doing it. I mean, it's amazing. I enjoy it every day.
Yeah, I mean, I love your mission. I think I can tell you're very passionate about what you're doing. And I think everybody that meets you knows that you're very passionate about what you're doing. I mean, there's people, Bike Maniac 68. What's going on in TikTok land there? He says, thanks for all you do, James. So everybody that comes in contact with you, they see what you're doing and how passionate you are about what you're doing. And that's what's made this hour fly by like that.
Has it been an hour already?
Already been an hour. Yes, sir.
Over. I mean, it doesn't help when Willis and I sit there and run our suck for 12 to 15 minutes either.
No,
but
it's just,
it is what it is.
Well, I'm hoping that if you guys keep me on for the 16th of no, actually that's in March now, so I won't have them back in time. But obviously when I get the new set of coins, I'll send you. Willis, you're gonna have to wait for your 250. But yeah, Gunny, when I get the first set, I'll send you each one of each, and then the Marine Corps coins, I'll send you guys some of those coins to hand out at the Ton Tavern when you're there.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I've had people say you should go there to do that. I was like, no, I've seen pictures and movies of the Marine Corps balls. You guys are freaking nuts. I want no part of being around there when the Ton Tavern, because it's going to be off the chain.
Well, that's us in uniform at the ball, right? Now you got a bunch of retirees and Marine veterans and active duty. And I mean, Philadelphia has no idea.
Oh, they're in trouble. They're in trouble.
It's going to be friggin' lit
off the chain.
We're gonna have to probably reserve the hotel room now or something, Gunny, because we might not get a hotel room. I don't know.
No,
we might be sleeping on the park bench somewhere.
Dude,
Huh?
we perform up there every year. I know where I'm going. Don't worry about it.
There you go.
Hey,
There you go.
hey, Gunny, do you live up and around Arlington area?
I'm not. No, I'm in northern Kentucky, so I'm just south of Cincinnati.
Oh, okay. Because I thought okay. Because
No, we
I
do.
thought for
So
some.
we jump every Navy home game, and then I go to DC every now and then. Like I'm there next Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Oh, okay. No, so no,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it, and it's going to be my yearly trip.
So Will Vet Nation says it's really great to see James' excitement behind each of his coins that he has established.
Thanks, Will.
And that's
Appreciate
true
it.
because when you talk about it, dude, you glow. So I mean, you could, like I said, the passion just comes
Hmm.
out. You can see that. So
Like I
Just
can tell you right now, when you put it to paper. Matter of fact, hold on.
what do you say? What happened?
I said, hold on, Willis.
Gosh,
What you talking about, Willis?
what you
I
talking
was
So-
just
about?
going to say that.
When you put it to, I got to shut my light off. When you put it to paper, right?
Let's
So
go.
that's
Let's go.
my hand-drawn, freehand drawing,
Nice.
right? When you put it to paper, and then I cut and paste and whatever, crayons, colored pencils, all that good stuff. I don't have very many crayons because I keep eating them, right? So when you put them to paper, and then the rendering comes back, and you're like, oh, okay, we need to change this, we need to change this, we need to change this. But then
Mhm.
when the product comes back,
Oh, that's
and this is
badass.
what you get as a product,
Hmm.
right?
That's awesome. That's beautiful.
There's no better feeling to taking what's in here, putting it to paper, sending it
Hmm.
off and get it computer generated,
Hmm.
and then for the product to come back and see not what happens to me, but the person that this was designed for. And they're like, hey, I
Exactly.
need you to come and see this. I got something for you. And the excitement that came
Hmm.
across Perry's face when he received these in the mail,
Hmm.
dude, there's no greater feeling. And
It's
then
the
he's like,
same.
by the way, this one's yours. And present. So
It's
every coin that I've designed has been presented to me by whoever I designed
Mhm.
it for. It's not a requirement for me, but they feel as though that I'm worthy enough to have it. But yeah, I mean, and then for you too, when you see what comes through your brain onto your paper, or
Mhm.
collaborating with other people of what they want to see in a coin, and
Mhm.
then the rendering comes back, and you're still looking at a flat surface, right, in the rendering that Willis put up there earlier. You know that this is going to be 3D, this is going to be recessed, this is
Mhm.
going to be UV printed, whatever. But when that product comes back and it's what you thought it was going to be and more, dude,
Mhm.
there's no better feeling than that. And then you get to give it to somebody.
There, one of my designs I made for a different organization. I don't know if you guys have heard about it. Run for the Wall.
Yeah.
Their Southern Route 4th platoon leader asked me to design a coin for him. I designed a coin for him, and he bought 200 of them from the company that made it.
Mm.
And he asked me, they want me to meet them in Chattanooga in May as to be a special guest so he can present me one of the coins.
Dude, that's
Oh,
awesome.
that's pretty awesome.
So yeah, it's just anyway, I know God, it's just I just love doing it, man. Just meeting everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's friggin' amazing. Vet Nations Will says I literally started crying when I received my coin. Yeah. When HomeFront gets our coin, hopefully I'll be ordering them here soon. Gunny took my ideal and ran with it and
I've seen that coin.
made it better than anything that I could have
Mhm.
thought of. I had an idea. I wanted a business card style.
Mhm.
And I told him, wanted the HomeFront Sitrep logo on there, and the 2 hashtags that we use.
It's a beautiful coin.
And he ran with it, man, and it's yeah. I can't wait to get it. I'll probably be like Will and cry when I get it, because I'm probably going to do an unboxing video of it anyway. So
Well,
Uh,
Will's coin is actually his logo, and I asked his permission if I can make a coin out of it, and then that's how. And then I ordered, I think 100 of them, and just gave them to Will for Vet Nations to help him
Nice,
get
nice.
his nonprofit established. He's done amazing things with them.
nice.
He's an amazing guy. Seriously, amazing,
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, unfortunately, James, we do have to cut it because Reach Across America says so. So
Uh-oh.
I want to thank you for coming on here and hanging out with
Thank you
us
guys.
for this hour and 15 minutes. I'm gonna drop you down. Me and Gunny's gonna close out the show. Gunny, you might have to do it because I'm froze again on my main computer. I don't know what
You're
the
not
heck's going on
here.
in my internet.
You're not here, so you're good here.
Well, I can't do anything on the screen. So drop James down and just put me and you on.
Yep, we're
We
good.
good?
Yep.
Awesome. Guys, I want to thank everybody for coming on, whether you're on TikTok, whether you came in through chat here, through StreamYard, Facebook, wherever you came and watched us tonight. James, I want to thank you again for coming on and hanging out with us, man. You're amazing, very passionate about what you're doing. So everybody go check out James's website. Rich Segara from Operation Vets with Nets. I will send you an email once I'm done, probably tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow, so I'll send you an email tomorrow. Gunny, I can't see the screen, so you're going to have to work us through on this last part.
Hold on a minute. I've got to find everything now. That's what happens when you don't get to do it all the time.
I know, right?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, just go over to
No, you're good. This is me.
media.
Yeah, no, we're good. This is me. But yeah, you're not alone. You still have worth. You still have value. You know, there are people out here that want you and need you in their life. Don't be afraid to tell your story, and don't let the dark days win.
Awesome. And this is me. Hashtag be somebody stranger, guys. Look, we as humans, we're more apt to talk to a complete stranger than we are the ones we love the most. So be somebody stranger. Go up to somebody and say, hey, how you doing today? And then, when they answer, oh, I'm okay, I'm living a dream, I'm hanging in there. Then you say, hey, how are you really doing? And be ready for that conversation. It could be a 5-minute conversation, could be a 5-hour conversation. You just have to be ready for it, because you never know. You might save that person's life. You never know. That person could be thinking about, hey, what am I going to do when I get home? And then you're sitting there talking to them, and then you lift their spirits and give them you lift their spirits, and then they're no longer thinking of being one of the 22. And then, guys, right down below, you got Heroes Media Group, Reach Across America Radio, Veterans Voice Radio, Military United podcast streams. Those are our great partners. And then I also want to bring up, Gunny, real quick, Elite Engraving again. I'm going to throw their link back out in chat.
Got it.
All right, so you got it again. So throw their link back out in chat. Go check out Elite Engraving. They are a veteran-owned company here in Kentucky. They do everything. They do hats. They do all kinds of things. So go check out Elite Engraving. The link's right there scrolling across the bottom of the screen. They are working on a hat for Gunny and I. I can't wait to see what their product is going to come out to be. It's going to be amazing. But it's that time of night, Gunny. Tell me when you're ready.
Good.
All right, close it out.
Like we always say on Homefront Sitrep, be safe out there. We got your 6.
You got your 6.
Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Suggestions and comments are always welcome.
Cannot wait to have another great show with y'all.
Don't forget you can find HomeFront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Stay safe out there. I got your 6.